I highly recommend seeing at the or at least the first 15 minutes. I'll see if I can get the VOD, the stream up on my YouTube channel at some point in the next day or so. Just because it's essential to understand what exactly the stakes are and what the big mystery is that the game is or intends to explain to you over the course of playing it. That said, I greatly appreciate you showing up, obviously. I like that you could just do this. Or rather that focusing this attack ends up giving you the interface that allows you to stop time and pinpoint precisely where you want this Dark Lance to go. I also just realized I unlocked the Dark Hand attack earlier. Okay. Let me see if I can edit abilities. Okay. And Dark Blast, Dark Hand, Dark Lance. I'm gonna use Dark Hand now. Let's see how that works out for me. Basically just come up with a...
This place is hardly befitting one of my grand stature.
You sure do like to complain, Bryce.
Basically just create a giant hand out of magical energy and slam it into your enemies. No big deal. For some reason when I pick the combo hit counter, like the first thing that comes to mind is the Legend of Spyro series, and I don't even think those games had that. Maybe I'm just imagining that they had something like that. False memories. Envisioning versions of those games that were better than they ended up being. Okay. Very quickly heal. The best games are RPGs that have bullet hell elements. Come on. There we go. Alright, taking out this metal board. Take out both of these crates with a single mighty swing of my sword. Comparisons to Bayonetta aren't unwarranted by any means. I feel like there's a pretty good reason they decided to make the... or they decided to hire Platinum to finish up work on the sequel. That said, I'm not sure exactly where I need to go. I suppose I check out the rooms that I have already cleared out. Doesn't work. Right now we're exploring ancient technological ruins, perhaps a military base of some sort. It's not clear, honestly. The information has been lost to the ages. Oh, it's also the far-flung future. It is somewhere around, let's see, the year 3348 AD. And we live in, or rather the main character, NieR, and his daughter, Yona. They live in sort of a pastoral medieval village surrounded by train tracks and other things from the old world, as they call it. see here. Oh, wait a second. I think actually the thing that I needed to do was pick up 3 items. Let me see if I can identify what those are. Raw materials. Let's see. Dented metal board, broken arm, antenna, titanium alloy. I believe I have 3 of those, so that might be the thing that I needed. Let's go back out and see what's necessary to continue on with the story of the game. Just so you know, also, I've decided to split this game up into story streams and side quest streams, mainly because there are a lot of side quests, and though they're worth doing, they are also very, very mundane, very fetch questy. So I've decided to provide an easy route for. Okay, got this mouse tail. Right. Provide an easy route for people who are just interested in the good stuff. Okay, so we're here to strengthen our sword. By giving materials to these blacksmith children. First one's free. Wow. Our mother is ... Never mind. Well, alright. Okay, the elevator activation code. Thankfully, the elevators are relatively, shallow into the dungeon. That's probably a better word for that. Regardless. Oh, you should also save, come to think of it, by consulting this steampunk mailbox with magic runes and a letter constantly flying into it. Save. What other details of this story need to be stated? Okay, well, the second party member we have, like, we have 2 members of our party, out of the 4 that exist in total, and the second one is this book, named Grimoire Vice. He has a very, career anime voice actor who is hamming up a very aristocratic English accent.
You said she'd be deep inside the mountain, right?
If I may ask, what is it that possesses you to meddle in their affairs?
Growing up without parents is tough. I just want to help however I can.
Okay. Elevator? Is this it? Basement 1. And nice. I keep like, this game has the weirdest tutorial system in that I end up obtaining quote-unquote tutorials from enemies, and these tutorials are basically just individual paragraphs of text at the very most. Sometimes they're a sentence, and yet they're collectibles for some reason. I don't know, it strikes me as weird. Stripped bolts, yes. Whoa, okay. Hello there. Okay, apparently Dark Hand only works partway, or rather on a level playing field. What this? Take this. It's no use. Nice. Rad. Okay. Alright, we have a ways to go. Well, okay. Alright. See if this does anything to it. Double fist this. There we go. Taken out. Breakable fences. Some barriers can be destroyed with explosives. And I guess this is tutorialized with this. Right on cue. Okay, here we go. Bombs. Pick it up. Amble over here like a dork. Toss. The designs in this game are just absolutely ridiculous. Just in general. And the game revels in it. This, that's our boards. Anything in here? The door is broken. Alright, I'm gonna switch back to the Dark Lance on left bumper. Okay. This is a mechanic that I believe is used once across the entire game. Yes. So by running forward and back, I can change the direction, I suppose. The camera very slowly zooms out. And now all of a sudden it's basically a scrolling shooter. Oh, okay. Push notifications on my phone, that's great. I'm using the right analog stick to basically geometry work our way through this. There we go. Taken out. Nice. Okay. Overwhelmed by enemies. So that's great. Up. Quickly recover. I should have stocked up on more healing items, but whatever. Yeah. Also, I can use regular physical attacks, which is encouraging. That he could see them fall down into the depths past this two-dimensional plane that the player interacts with. The dark attacks, they are governed by the mana bar that's below the health in the top right. Additionally, the number of lances or fists or whatever, from whatever special attacks you're using, they are determined by how long you hold the button, and you get more with the more mana you get in your in total. Up to, I believe, a designated maximum. Actually, let's see. Is it down here? No. Actually, there are lights on top of each door, and I'm not colorblind, so I should probably make use of those. Okay, that's good. Very healthy. I like that all the stuff that NieR decides to salvage, it's the broken components of each enemy. Okay, I'm running relatively low on health recovery items. Oh. Right, so what else? Oh yeah, that's right. This mechanic. Alright. Seems... Oh, actually, I think I can eat all the way over there. Let's see if I can throw it. Toss! Hell yes! Nope, didn't work. But thankfully, the game is forgiving enough. The game is basically a Zelda after a certain point. Okay, that's the key. Double jump and then roll. By the way, isn't this double jump ridiculous? Just...
You can't possibly believe that the mother managed to fight her way down here. Or, for that matter, that she has been collecting scrap metal for a solid week. Open your eyes, fool. The woman's clearly...
That's enough, Vice. Kids are in a bad way. Maybe they just need a miracle.
Miracles?
Oh, I interrupted it. Well, thankfully there's a save point. And medicinal herbs. Good. Because I remember there being a boss, and I remember defeating it being no easy task.
Alert. Alert. Intruder detected. Defenses activated. Commencing extermination protocol. Threat level orange.
This
Attention all
bodes
personnel.
ill.
ID badges are required.
It appears
to
that
avoid
only machines
disintegration.
remain in this infernal place.
Intruder
What's going on?
located. Elimination procedure charged and ready. Commencing extermination protocol.
Alright, let's face this Mario 64 boss. Actually, I think there's a boss like this in Mario Odyssey as well.
Functioning.
This thing's crazy.
A couple of good hits. Okay.
Be aware of your surroundings.
Okay.
No mere machine can defy us.
How about you stop talking and start helping?
Oh, nope. Okay. Apparently I can't. That's fine.
Magic has no effect against the head.
Oh, that was helpful.
Don't let yourself be crushed.
Great advice, thanks.
Hello? You.
Watch out for the shadows.
Vice's accent, as far as I can place it, is that of an actor attempting to ham up being distinguished and aristocratic. I think that's the trick. Seem to be going pretty well in this boss fight. At least this phase of it. I can't remember if there are any others. Okay. Very close to actually being finished with this.
Those hands are quite a bother.
Okay.
Aim for the weak spot on the palm of its hands.
Okay, that's one hand down.
This machine is quite a handful.
I see.
Just one after another.
Clear them all out. That's the only way.
Should heal up. Nice. Level up. Levels are very unceremonious in this game, but they do come with benefits. Just about done with this. For no reason, one final enemy added in, just to spite you.
This thing's pretty high tech.
Okay, bullet hell time. And time for me to fail miserably. Well, I don't think the game will let you fall off the edge also. You have to deliberately jump off, which I think is the way it should be. Like just basically remove invisible walls, create invisible railings. That said, there are plenty of invisible walls in this game where I'm not sure there need to be.
Now all that remains is that oversized head. Magic has no effect against the head.
You're right, you did say that. Okay, well. That opened this up.
There's still a shell inside the cannon.
Aha! I just used this bomb mechanic. That was so cleverly tutorialized.
It's working.
Rally the mouth. Such an obvious weak point.
Stealth blast. Take out these missiles in midair.
Try tossing that bomb in his mouth.
I think I've heard that plan before.
Nice. Seems like I can do this 2 more times.
Good. Keep after it.
And
Exterminator. Alert.
Okay, now to actually catch up with the chat. Huh. Ah, sealed verse. Sealed verses are what we're going for in this game. They're essentially the MacGuffins that keep the quest going forward. And in this case, I have Dark Gluttony, which I have no idea what that does. Wait. Oh, interesting. Alright. Okay. Magic / abilities. Dark Gluttony. I don't think I used this in the intro. Wait, no, it's this. Very interesting. Alright. The way out is this way. I should probably switch back since I've no... Well, let's see if I can find a use for it first. And going through here... Oh.
It's a woman's body.
I fear we've discovered the delinquent mother.
She's got company.
It's a male.
Cosmetics, a travel bag, money. Not exactly metal harvesting gear.
Damn!
Disgusting. She abandoned her children to seek comfort in the arms of a swain.
Oh, damn it. This is... Damn!
So much for miracles. Although in truth, I'm sure you suspected this all along. What will you tell the children?
I don't know.
I believe the first time I played this, I proceeded through this without actually examining here.
What's this? A perfume bottle?
It smells of roses.
I guess I should bring this back to them.
Sure, she's in heaven now.
Okay. That's okay.
I appreciate how this game will just switch back and forth between no voice acting and voice acting.
Come again?
Mom was always so frustrated, you know? Torn between her duty to us and her heart. I think this is best.
No, it's horrible. But okay.
You forgive her?
She was my mother. But she was also human. And prone to failure. I know that.
You found this next to her.
It smells like her bread. It smells like her. Damn it. I'm not gonna cry if Gideon sees me like this. Damn it.
Well, we've been teleported out here. Let's just... Okay, we can't go in. Alright then.
I hope I did the right thing.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done.
You did the right thing. Never doubt it.
That's right. We were a force for good in this ruined world. Nah, I won't ruin the moment by going back and saying, hey! So, oh, whatever. Anyway, I can upgrade my weapons there later, if I so desire.
Let's visit the area. They've got shades there.
Yes.
Indeed. And we may just find a sealed verse besides.
Alright. Let's side-scroll our way down here. Oh, refill our medicinal herb supply. Life hack, instead of using these, or instead of purchasing these at stores, just enter Crash Bandicoot's Huge Adventure and purchase these, or not purchase these. Purchase these with your time, not your money. This is the main field that connects 3 of the game's 5 towns, I want to say? Actually, I'm not sure. I have to take a mental inventory of that later. Regardless, our next location, our next destination, rather, is the Eyrie, which is this weird place, this village that that is built on the walls of a cliff, or of a canyon, rather. So let's check that out. We're doing all this, by the way, so we can fulfill some sort of prophecy that will remove these creatures called shades from the world. Shades are hideous monsters that are made up of black runes and text that are very violent and taking out basically anybody in their path. Oftentimes you'll find them around an area like this. There's a giant boar. Huh. Anyway, yes, so, but the whole thing is, NieR, the main character, his, oh, that's good, his child is sick.
What are you doing here?
Thought you could use a hand.
You came to help me?
Yes, and I do believe that a heartfelt thank you is in order.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Alright, this character is Kaine. We've run into her once before, where... Oh yeah, just fight.
I don't know, but they're all over the village too.
Let's go. We need to find the sealed verse.
Yeah. So earlier we were heading up to her house here in this side-scrolling format, and hey, she's decided to tag along here. We investigated this necklace and she came out of nowhere and attacked us, and so began a fight to the death that was then broken up by a giant shade that we fought over there. It's ridiculous. All these tutorials that I'll definitely read later. Kaine also has a special ability in that whenever she fights people, her arm glows black in true anime fashion, and she apparently has a bit of shade in her, basically, that she's able to channel and use powerful weaponry from it against your enemies, I suppose. Anyway. Okay, this is the creature that we fought earlier. This game has unbelievable monster designs.
Keep your guard raised.
I'll try to keep that in mind.
Well, okay, yep. Thankfully, falling down the canyon just respawns you.
Rot in hell, asshole!
Oh yeah, it does let me.
Did you just say what I think you
Alright.
said?
Yes. I'm gonna switch back to Dark Lance.
I'll tear your eyes out and kiss me soft.
I have never heard such a thing.
Time is stopped. You must hurry.
Thankfully, this monster also has no shortage of weak points. Oh, okay. This is a boss mechanic. You essentially have to defeat the boss before this timer runs out. Or, not the boss. To essentially take out that weak point before the timer runs out, or otherwise it regains life. So it adds some tension to the battle. Alright. People's houses. The people of the area are very reclusive by nature, and this certainly is not helping things.
I'll take care of the boss. You worry about the rest.
I appreciate that she just calls it the boss. Fully in the chat asks, would you say there were times where it embellished the boss battles to have them sometimes regain health if he couldn't make it over? I'd say that, like, the practice of having a failure state, but not a too punishing one, I would say that enhances a fight. Like I would call it too punishing, for instance, to have that's a pumpkin seed. To have the penalty for that timer send you to the beginning of the battle, or to just take you to a game over screen or whatever. But again, nobody's actually proposing that, so I don't know. Regardless. Wait, hang on. Is this thing forward? I'm going to assume that it is. I could be wrong. Wait, actually. Let's see here. No, this just goes to the village chief's place. Unless this place. Nope. Alright, well. Oh, and I jumped down here. Actually, that worked. Or did it? Who knows? Let's find out. I will say there are aspects of this game that are not particularly well designed. Like, this game was given a 0 out of 5 from one outlet because one of the main quests in this game requires you to go fishing, which is a mechanic that is very poorly explained. Very, very, very poorly explained. We are past that point in the playthrough, but if you decide to watch that, then that is something to look forward to. Okay. Nope, down. Actually go down. There we go. Alright, there is another way forward, which is this. And really I should have come here in the first place.
Shades here. We don't want you! Just leave us in peace!
Not the friendliest.
You disgust us all! You don't need to haircut yourself, either! Get out! Get out of our village!
Will you people please shut up and let her save your lives?
Don't defend me.
Sorry to keep you waiting. You don't care what these people say about you?
No, screw 'em.
Is that a tank it's holding?
Is it filled with monsters?
Our new friend has a dangerous plaything.
We need to take out the tank first.
Let's see if we can start blast this tank. There it is. Okay.
Damn it! Stop running.
I got this. Get up there and wait for him.
Okay, watch yourself.
For what it's worth, when you climb ladders in this game, you often climb just like an ordinary person, just one rung after the other, and it is very tedious and time-consuming. So I just hammer A, which causes the main character to jump up.
Pursue the beast and finish it off. Almost there. Once Kleine and I surround it.
Heal up quick. Very nice of this monster to just wait. Okay. Very nice of them to put a monster at the very end of this leg. Okay, there we go. Right, now I can actually get to my destination. Yeah, really, like, fantastic construction on the area, especially considering the,
This ends now, asshole.
for how advanced the society is.
We should join her.
Right.
Probably not the right way to say it. Anyway. I'll just leave these shades be. I'm sure they'll just head off home after their leader is defeated.
It can escape us no longer.
Hey, I can shoot 3 lances now. That's great.
Then you'll be a handy person to have around.
I hate comedians. Just try and keep up, alright?
Let me work on it.
I'd say one thing that I suspect also gives this the Bayonetta feel is... Continue to recover. the fact that every single impact causes the frame rate to hitch in a very deliberate way. There we go.
It's me, Grandma. Oh, how you've grown.
Kaine, what's wrong?
Oh, it gladdens my heart to finally see you again.
Grandma?
Come, Kaine. Come to your grandpa's side. You have been lonely for so long. So much pain, so much despair. Why go on living anymore, Kaine?
Is that it?
Hmm?
Are you done talking?
Kaine, don't speak to your grandma like that.
You're going to stop talking now. And then I'm going to walk over to you and very carefully extend my hand, reach into your chest, and pull out your fucking heart! My grandmother would never say that. She'd never tell me to give up on life. Never! I spent my entire life searching for a way to avenge her death. She gave me the strength to deal with this goddamn mutant body. Do you know how long I've been like this? How much I loathe myself?
I should point out that this is basically the second time we've seen Kaine, and the first time wasn't particularly a meaningful set of conversations. Yes, this is the character.
Mounting a last desperate offensive.
That attack's bad news.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, this seems like a level statement. Alright, I'm gonna save mine. Okay, there we go.
I'm on it.
Alright, there we go. That was close. It breaks when it's most dramatic. That's how it works.
Kaine!
I think she intends to perish where she lies. And in truth, perhaps death is the greatest comfort we can offer her.
It's not your decision.
Let's see.
You don't get to decide who lives and who dies. She's a life, meaning, and worth, and we're gonna save her. Everyone has something to live for. Even Kaine. Even Yona.
Perhaps you should save your pretty words for her instead of wasting them on me.
Damn. Alright, well. We just proceed in a completely normal fashion toward our new friend.
Grandma, can I rest now? I'm so tired.
Kaine, over here! Don't give up! You're stronger than that! Don't you dare give up now!
This woman is more trouble than she's worth.
That's it. Come on!
You're going to live, Kaine.
Me? Live? What for?
What?
I had my revenge. Now, it's over.
Oh, now see here. This is rich.
Vice!
We help you in some mad quest for vengeance, and now you think to bid us adieu. How can a fighter so skilled be cursed with such a thick head? A true warrior would fight. They would give all in the service of their friends.
Friends?
Yes. You and I are friends now.
See here, that was hardly the point.
Then what is the point? Kaine, come fight with us.
Fool, you can't just invite her along. There are many issues that must be carefully weighed and considered. For example, how will she possibly affect our overall ability
Cram it, Book.
Book? How dare you! I am Grimoire Vice, wielder of arcanes.
Vice, then.
Do not abbreviate my name.
You're an ass, but you're also right. I need to live for something besides revenge.
Then you'll join us?
My swords need a true home. But you'll do for now.
Okay, and we also have a sealed verse. As soon as this achievement pop goes away. Okay, there we go. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Seems like our next destination is a place called Facade. Oh, and this, I guess, leads directly to the way out. Okay, great. Alright, I think we're coming up on a good place to leave this for tonight, now that we have 3 of the main 4. I'm gonna be heading back to the village first, though. Oh, okay. I've been running into this wall this entire time. Now, one of the more interesting things about these party members is you don't manage their attacks or health, or, like, generally they just take care of themselves. And they do some of the wildest stuff, just in terms of their combat abilities and their magic spells. And so all these effects are popping off, and you have no context for what exactly they're doing. Which I think is really interesting. I don't think I've seen another game that does that. More shades. They drop used coloring books. actually, the more I think about it, the more it's entirely possible that that it is possible to manage the attacks of your party members. I'm just so thick-headed when it comes to these sorts of things, these sorts of game mechanics, that I just ignore the game, or I ignore that aspect of the game because the game lets me do so. Oh, also, whenever you get too far away from a party member, they just teleport up next to you. Alright. Head back to our village. Kinda says, hey, I'll wait outside. She likes being alone. Oh, and already in the loading screen tooltips. Which, by the way, proceed way too quickly to actually read them. Like, 80 to 90% of the time, they'll be just journal entries from the main character's daughter, Yona. And the last ones, they'll be basically a color-inverted, like, black journal page with white text that reads, or that's an excerpt of some report somewhere. Is there anything I can do in here? Oh, I can pick up items. Again, very slowly. Occasionally you just find them laying about. One of the other things I like about this game is your child goes missing at the very beginning of the game.
How'd it go today?
Oh. Yes. And you find her and you bring her back, and she's just she is just at home from then on, rather than it being some game-spanning quest. Okay, so saving this, and I've decided that that is going to be it for now. I have to make dinner and do things like that, but I will make sure to get the VOD up on YouTube at some point in the next few, or in the next day or so. So, thank you for joining me. It's very nice to have you in streams, to just have people watching streams in general. Streams anywhere. They don't even have to be mine, regardless. Alright. And for some reason, I've set it up so the Elgato audio doesn't appear, so I am probably over silence right now. Well, that's great. Anyway, I will make sure to announce the next one soon enough. Thanks again. Bye. Farewell.